Good morning, folks. So what'd you think of that goofy music? Yesterday I had some people say, what the heck were you playing for yesterday's music? I bet you really loved today's. that, that tune is called Fluffy the Duck. I don't know. YouTube has a whole big long list of allowable music, and it's really kind of hard to find something that fits the time. You know, the time of the sunrises and stuff. That sunrise was this morning. Most of them are, unless I don't have anything at all, then maybe I'll have one from another day. But that was this morning, sun coming up. That's one thing about the smoke in the air, which it's really hazy today. My throat doesn't feel right. I don't smell smoke, but I can tell it's there. But anyway, the smoke ends up with some red sunrises and sunsets and things, and that's kind of pretty that way. But the music, like I said, it's really kind of hard to find something that fits the time slot and that actually fits what's going on too, which neither one of those really did, but it was kind of silly music anyway. I figured what the heck, I'd play it. But I like bluegrass. That's my favorite. But anyhow, Fluffy the Duck. Oh boy. So today I need to run down to the fairgrounds and make sure everything's going the way it's supposed to down there. I don't think I'm going to haul manure today. It rained about half the night, and it's going to be even more wet and heavy. But tomorrow I'll probably be back to that. Today I'm going to try to replace those two tie rod ends that are bad. Maybe pull this hub off if I can get it. And probably come around here and pull this one apart too. I don't know. I'd like to fix that U-joint. Have it ready and waiting for when the bearings show up, but that's probably not going to be for a few days yet. The tracking number on the eBay thing says it could get here the 23rd, which is today, and it ain't going to be here up to about the 27th. That's probably more likely. It's coming all the way from Pennsylvania. So I kind of hate to tear my truck all the way apart and leave it that way, but it kind of is already. I might as well. Now, I don't know. I'm supposed to be able to use this Fairgrounds truck more than what I do, and I don't usually drive it very much, but when mine's broke down, I can use it for a few days. So anyway, that's the plan, and I'm not really looking forward to doing it. I looked in somebody said to try, I should probably use automatic transmission fluid in the transmission. Well, it's a standard transmission, so I looked it up, and it says to use 80-90, or there's several others, but I got 80-90 oil. But it does say to use a GL4, which I don't know what that means. I'll have to look at the label and see if that is. It said GL5 can cause premature wear on the gears, something to do with the zinc coating, or I don't know. I don't get it, but try to get the right stuff. The gearboxes front and back, and the differentials and the axles, they both take 80-90, and I've got that. I also have a little bit of that synthetic that Cindy's truck called for, so in her differential, but this one doesn't say I need it. It just says use 80-90 gear oil. Well, anyway, tear into this, I guess. Go check the fairgrounds first. Well, got the first one loose from the steering knuckle anyway. Now I need to measure from the center of that post to the edge of that, and probably count the threads as I unscrew it too. Sometimes that's kind of hard to do, but I don't want to I changed the length because that will throw off your alignment. So, gotta try to get that as close to the same as it was before as I possibly can. Sometimes that can be a little difficult, but I mean, 1 or 2 threads off is probably, I don't know, probably not enough to do it, but it very well could. Okay, so that to the center is about 4 3/4. So, let's get a pipe wrench and see if I can't get that thing off. Man, I hate messing with this stuff, but, you know, like I said, it's pretty boring stuff, but it's what's going on, and I can't afford to have somebody else do this at $75 or $100 an hour, you know. I mean, parts alone are more than I can afford, and the labor is 90% of it. To have this done, what I'm doing here, tie rod ends and these U-joints and things, it'd be easily $1,000, probably more. I can't do that. I don't have the money. So, I'm stuck. Brand new, bright and shiny. Not tightened down tight yet, though. But here, look at this one. This is a... yeah, hard to do with one hand, but this thing is very, very loose. Anyway, this one isn't as bad. It's got a little bit of play to it. It might still be alright, really, but as long as I'm doing this, I might as well get rid of it. So that one, I ended up having to crank it all the way over that direction, pop it out with a pickle fork. That one was pretty tight. I couldn't get it out. This one here, I just whacked it a couple times with a hammer and it come right out. This one was tight. Anyway, then I cranked the wheel the other way to get the steering arm out of the way. So, gonna be a little bit of a problem maybe to get it back in line, but it shouldn't be too bad. Anyhow, this one took 33 turns. And measuring it, it was 4 1/4, not 4 1/2, which it still is, so that shouldn't mess up my alignment. This one, I'll have to count them too as I undo it. This one's going to be maybe a little bit easier as far as turning it loose. I ended up using a pipe wrench, and I had to kind of chain this one up with another pipe wrench to keep it from turning. The far end, see this one, these 2 ends here, this one and this one are threaded. They're not too bad. This one, the other end of that is not threaded. Or the other end of that is not threaded. And so you got to buy the whole rod. And those, I can understand them being $200, but these short ends, there's no way they should be that much money. And I mean, I got the cheaper ones. This one here I'm going to replace next. It's in that bag still over there. That one actually is greasable, where this one here is not, for whatever reason. That one I think was the $65 one though, and the other one I just did is a $35 one. I just don't get that. Why would you have parts that need to be able to have grease and no way to do it? Like I say, I can stab through this rubber cup right here with a grease needle, and you know, when you pull the needle out, it's going to seal back up, but there's still going to be a tiny little pinhole in there, and it's not going to cause any problem. But I could, and I will, once it's done, squirt a couple of shots of grease in there. But I don't know why they don't come that way. They should have a grease fitting. Anyway, see if I can't get this one off. This one is surprisingly easy. Well, that's 3 turns, 4 turns, 5 turns, 6 turns. Actually, it wouldn't be 6 turns to the bottom. So 6 turns, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. See, the other one was 33 turns. So, put this one back in, and by golly, I'm about done with this part. Well, there we go. 34 turns on that one. That was way easier. I was expecting this one to be harder, but it spun right on. So, I gotta turn this back the other way and pop that back through it and tighten everything up again, and my tie rod ends will be good again. The ball joints in that, they're good. I don't have to replace them just yet. So that's good news. I still need to try to break this hub loose and the other one to get the hub off and the U-joint replaced on there. And then I'm still waiting on those parts I ordered from eBay. They'll be, like I say, they'll be quite a while yet. And then put them on and I'll have my truck back, hopefully. I did put more oil in the differential and the transmissions, the back end. Remember, if you've been watching a while, when I first got this truck, the what is it? Pinion gear went out in the rear end. I got a junkyard rear end. Put oil in that then, and it hasn't used any. It's still full, so that one was fine. So everybody said, "Oh, don't get junkyard parts; they're not going to last." That rear end will probably outlast the truck. I mean, there's bound to be other things go wrong before that goes out a second time. Most likely, anyway. It's possible, maybe not, but I don't know. Always something. I should be looking for another truck actually before I before I need it. I still gotta grease these too. These are all pretty dry. Usually I grease them when I change my oil, and I did that about a week ago, so it's time to grease these too. Alright, good as new again. They are new again, actually. So this one was badly worn out. Let's see what they look like inside here. Yeah, maybe I can't. It's got a metal thing there. Go right there, I bet. Yeah, that shouldn't do that. Pretty much had it. Well, anyway, folks, tomorrow morning is Friday, which is the day the garbage truck guy comes. I got about, I don't know, 4 dumpsters or so I got to go put in place for him down at the fairgrounds. So, see you tomorrow. Hopefully my wheel hubs will come before too long, but I don't think they're going to be here for a while. They're still in Pennsylvania, according to the tracking number. Yeah, always something. See you, folks. Bye.